Work very hard, I beg you, if I can, to develop a very good relationship with your child.
Hi, my name is Dr. Rola, clinical psychologist. Today I want to talk about the effects of domestic violence on children. One of the strongest risk factors for continuing violence from one generation to the other is when a child witnesses violence in the home. Now, what is domestic violence? Domestic violence is the willful intimidation of another person, physical assault, battery, sexual assault, or any other abusive behavior perpetrated by one intimate partner to the other. A little bit related to that is the fact that domestic violence is a system of control and dominance, where one person is almost always in control of the other person's actions and behavior and wants to keep them in the role of a victim. Domestic violence can cause psychological trauma, it can cause physical injury, and unfortunately at times it can cause death. So why is it so devastating for children who witness domestic violence? Why is this important? Especially if the child is not being attacked or injured. In many families, the child has been told not to talk about the violence to anyone, or the child may even be in bed at night. And the parents can say something like, the child didn't even witness what was going on, they just heard a bunch of noises. How does being a witness, hearing the violence, seeing the after effect of the violence affect that child's development? When a child is growing up in a home and they're getting to know the world around them, the first thing they need is a sense of safety. A sense that life is stable. It helps them to grow and develop normally. When there's domestic violence in the home, it creates a sense of instability and unpredictability. The child begins to learn that the world is a very unsafe place. And that is very scary for the child. The unpredictability, the chaos, the stress, and all that is going on can have negative effects on the young mind of a young person. So the home is feeling unsafe for this child. This child is scared. The second thing that happens in a home where there's domestic violence, and why this is very negative for young people, is that somebody is always in control and somebody is always down there. There's this aggression and passivity. They're seeing constant competition. They're not seeing teamwork. They're not seeing people negotiating their differences. They're seeing people attacking each other. And these children begin to see love and relationships as closely connected with violence. They begin to see that if people care about each other, the way they show it or the way they communicate is through violence, which is obviously a very negative message for a young person's development. And the third way is the tremendous stress that domestic violence puts on the family. When parents are constantly involved in violence, whether the victim or the perpetrator, there's tremendous stress on the emotional resources in that home, on the psychological resources in that home. And even though the parents may be trying their best, they're neglecting affection for the child. They're neglecting the needs of the child. So much is going into trying to keep the home life sane and making sense of this violence, and the stress is affecting that child. The child's needs are being neglected. The parents may show a lot of love to the child, be very clingy to make up for the problems they have in their relationship, or they may not be attentive to the child's needs because they're trying to deal with all that is going on in that relationship. So the child is missing out in this critical time of development in terms of nurture, in terms of affection, and in terms of love. Now let's talk a little bit about the kind of emotions, the behavior that the children who witness violence experience, and how their relationships are framed because of what they witness in the home. Children who witness domestic violence are often very scared. They worry a lot about what's going to happen to their family. They worry about the stability of the family unit. They worry about the safety of their parents. They worry that something is going to go wrong. And even after the incident is gone and they go to school, they carry that worry to school. They may not focus on their schoolwork. Or they may be very clingy and feel guilty about the problems in the home and become perfectionists. They try to do everything possible to keep mom and dad happy so there are no disagreements. That is some of the ways in which the emotions are affected. Now let's talk about behaviors. Some of the children who witness domestic violence withdraw. They isolate. They have all these feelings and these secrets and all that is going on, and they're processing all this chaos going on in the home, and they stay away from others. They may look flat, they may look unhappy, and they can't really tell you what's going on. They don't have the vocabulary to express what is going on. They may even be very clingy, cling to mom, cling to dad, trying to get some support because the environment feels so safe. A child who is older and can go spend time with the friends wants to stay home to make sure that everything is okay. And then the third way is in their sense of relationships. Very critical for a child to know how to develop healthy relationships is that they may not appreciate the importance of establishing team effort with others. They may not know how to negotiate what they want versus what the other person wants. They may either be violent towards others, they may become very passive, easy to be bullied, easy to be taken advantage of, or more likely to bully others. And that's why the research shows that boys who witness violence in the home are 2 times as likely to abuse their own partners. Young children, daughters who witness violence in the home are more likely to stay in an abusive relationship when it happens, or to choose partners who are abusive towards them. Because they witnessed it at home and the parents continue to say they love each other and the family unit was intact, they then think that if it worked for them, this is normal. They're desensitized to violence. They keep those unhealthy relationships. That is why it is not okay to say my child is not seeing it. This is our family secret. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody may know what's going on. But the psychological impact is so devastating, so serious, that you need to pay attention. If it's happening in your home right now, you need to pay attention. If you experience it as a child in your adult, you may be living with some of the effects of what you went to your childhood. So what is the message I'm bringing your way? Domestic violence is serious. Even if the child is not being attacked, it's serious. You need to pay attention to it. Don't minimize it. Don't minimize signs of domestic violence. Some of the signs are, if you have a partner whose temper is very frightening towards you, they try to control all your decisions or actions. They make you feel guilty if you spend time with your friends. They hit, kick, shove, throw things at you. They force you to have sex or do something that is sexual, that is you're uncomfortable with. They criticize you, call you crazy, make up information about you that is not true and make it look like it's true, manipulate you with lies, and make you feel like you're imagining things even though what you're seeing is true. Blame you for their actions. After they're abusing you, then they tell you the reason I'm acting out, I'm hitting you or treating you bad is because of what you did. Those are some of the signs that you're experiencing violence. It may not always be physical, but those dynamics, those interactions is being embedded in the mind of a young person and impacting the way they feel, impacting their behaviors, and impacting the way they form relationships now in the future. If there's anything I've said today that has resonated with you, please share this video. Let me know by liking, send me your comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.